my sweet and lovely family. I guess you're doing great in the city, and this is Miss Alice. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. It's Miss Alice, and please don't forget to click the notification bell so that you can be notified each time I upload a new video. So we got a news from our president today that the coronavirus is in Liberia. We have our case.
Fellow citizens and foreign residents, I would like to speak directly to you today concerning the coronavirus epidemic, which is rapidly spreading around the world. The spread of this virus represents the greatest threat to the health and well-being of the people of Liberia since the Ebola epidemic suffered by our country from 2014 to 2016. Let me assure you that government is taking every precaution and actions to protect our borders and ports of entry. However, in spite of these arrangements, I regret to inform you that Liberia has recorded a confirmed case of the COVID-19 virus.
So I just want to admonish you guys to be very, very careful and to not overlook the preventive measure. Like always washing your hands, don't go close to people, stay away from public gatherings and stuff like that. It's for our own benefit because we want to minimize, we don't want any death in Liberia because of coronavirus. We don't want for our economy to go backward because of this. So it's everybody's business. Don't take this for a joke. You can remember a few years back when we had the Ebola virus in Liberia. We took it for a joke. Some of us took it for granted, and it damaged us economically, physically, emotionally, because we lost our loved ones. We lost so many things and time and everything. So please, guys, try to be careful. Always carry with you your sanitizer so that you can be able to wash your hands often, you know. And not forgetting, no touching, stay away from public gathering. And if you notice that maybe you're having cold or fever, please try. You see the garlic, the people say that garlic is one of the major things that can should I say prevent? It can prevent, but like you know, always pour the garlic and drink the water along with lime. And you know our cold stuff in Liberia now, lime, garlic, peppermint, all those ones, put it together. In the morning when you wake up, you drink your hot water. When you're going to bed, you drink your hot water. Let's keep our body hot, you know? Yeah, so that's just it. And don't forget our country ginger. Add it there too. Make it juicy. Drink it. That's it, no to coronavirus because it's not good. We don't want it here. We want to invite it in Liberia and around the world. And to those around the world, I pray for those countries that are having so many cases so that the health practitioner can help to minimize them so that this can come to an end and it become history and we become victorious that we won coronavirus. Coronavirus, you will not defeat us. We will defeat you. So guys, that's just it. I guess this video was very informative and educative. So please don't take it down. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That was it. Don't make me cry. I hope everybody watching the video will subscribe to my channel. I would really love that. I love you guys. Have a great and wonderful day.
The virus spreads when people cough or sneeze, and tiny droplets containing the virus are released. These droplets can land on another person's mouth, nose, or eyes, and that allows the virus to enter a new person. When a person with COVID-19 travels to a non-affected area, this is called an imported case. If they start spreading the disease to household contacts and those around them, it's called local transmission, since it's usually isolated to a small area and can be easily traced back to the original person. However, when people begin to contract the disease without a clear source, it's called community transmission. To prevent or contain community transmission, some schools and businesses have shut down, and some conferences, sporting events, and other large gatherings have been postponed or canceled. Once a person is infected, symptoms develop about 5 days later. This is called the incubation period. And anyone with mild symptoms, regardless of whether they have been diagnosed as having COVID-19 or not, should wear a mask, and they should self-quarantine within their home. If those symptoms worsen, they should call their clinic. For people with symptoms that live with others, or even with pets, they should self-quarantine in a separate room, and use a separate bathroom if possible. And they should avoid sharing household items like bedding or eating utensils. In fact, there has been a confirmed case of human-to-dog transmission, where COVID-19 went from a person to their pet dog. However, the dog didn't get sick, and there's no evidence that pets can spread this disease or become sick. So it's not necessary to take measures against companion animals. Finally, anyone with symptoms, including children and younger adults, should not attend school, work, or any other in-person gathering, and should avoid travel. Now, for individuals that don't have symptoms but are at higher risk, like those over age 60 and people with a chronic disease, the recommendation is that they also self-quarantine to avoid the chance of getting sick. Self-quarantining requires keeping a few weeks' supply of your medications, groceries, and household items, as well as having an emergency contact person. Coronaviruses don't usually spread over long distances in the air, but they can get flung from one person to another on tiny droplets of saliva when someone's coughing or sneezing. In addition, some strains of coronavirus can survive on surfaces for over a day. With that in mind, if you're a healthy person living in a non-outbreak area, the recommendation is to avoid travel to disease outbreak areas, generally stay away from crowded places, and stay at least 6 feet or 2 meters away from anyone with symptoms. Wearing a surgical mask is not recommended because they're meant to catch droplets from a cough or sneeze going out, rather than preventing you from breathing in the virus. Similarly, wearing an N95 mask is not recommended because they're only meant to be worn by healthcare workers. In addition, cleaning and sterilizing frequently touched surfaces like toilet seats, door handles, phones, and keyboards is also a good idea. As always, careful hand washing is key, and it should be done with soap or alcohol-based hand sanitizers and scrubbing for 20 seconds. Also, avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. This is the area known as your T-zone. It's a common entry point for viruses into the body.
And officials from the Ministry of Science and Technology have said clinical trials show a conventional anti-malarial drug is effective in treating coronavirus patients.
I was on social media yesterday, just checked out Twitter in the evening. Imagine it had even been trending since morning. And I just saw chloroquine as cure for coronavirus. I thought it was a joke. And one thing Twitter has taught me is Google first before you make any statement. And then I Googled it, saw some Chinese websites, they translate. I even went as far as looking for a particular Chinese website I know for their news, that you just click on translate on Google Chrome. Same thing. And I was like, what was that stuff they said? The rejected stone.
But there has to be a more thorough breakdown of the reasons why it's considered one of the three.
Yes,
right?
one of the three. Yes, there are 3 of them.
Things that could be a cure for coronavirus.
Professor of Epidemiology at the University of Health and Allied Sciences, Fred Binka, says a current report suggests that the popular drug for the cure of malaria, chloroquine, has been certified as having the capabilities to cure coronavirus. The former Vice Chancellor of the University of Health and Allied Sciences revealed this while sharing his thoughts of a possible treatment plan for this novel virus last Saturday on Key Points.
In another 2 weeks, there will be a lot of drugs that will come online. People are doing the test. They need about a month to 6 weeks to be able to do the test. I read about a new finding which made me a bit happy. They found that chloroquine in China
Back
has
in the
been
day,
now certified.
Yeah.
Chloroquine, our famous
I know.
chloroquine,
Which we
has been-
sidelined at some
exactly,
point.
has been found to be able to treat this virus.
I guess this video was very informative and educative, so please don't take it back. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I hope everybody watching the video will subscribe to my channel. I would really love that. I love you guys. Have a great and wonderful day.